Welcome in and thank you for tuning in to another exciting bit of action of Clay-Battelle basketball. The new year has turned, and while the new year usually brings changes, the CBs are hoping to continue their winning ways from last year. Though the new year does bring in a little bit of change here up in the booth. My name's Chris Huffman. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play. I have a new co-host up here, and I'm going to let her introduce herself here. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Olivia Tolan, and I played at North Marion. I am from there, and I won a state championship in 2023, and then ended my college basketball career with the MEC Conference Championship. So I ended my career with 2 rings, but I quit to discover my passion for sports broadcasting. So I'm excited to be here and, just help out a little bit.
Well, we're glad to have you here. Shaping up for a very exciting game here in your first one here as the visiting Blue Dawns of Madonna come into CB land. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here as we get ready for the introduction of the starters. Okay, and we come back to you live now here. We get ready for tonight's tip-off. No real big shocks here for the CB starting lineup. Same five since Cooper came back from his suspensions. Now, the one question we're going to have tonight, how does the layoff affect the CBs? You haven't played a game since Monday. That's a long time to have not done anything really basketball related. I mean, they had practice, but still not the same as playing in game. As Colt Sandy gets ready to tip it off for the CBs. And the CBs control the tip, get the ball over to Ponce. As Ponce is going to work the ball over to Trey. Trey drives in, kicks it over to Cooper, down to Jackson. Jackson turnaround shot off the rim, no good. Rebound, Blue Dons. Good ball movement down there, just couldn't get the shot to fall. As quick three by the Blue Dons, tipped away, tipped out and controlled by Madonna. Madonna content with working around the perimeter here. Back over to the wing. Back up top. Over to the other wing. Get the ball to the foul line, and it's going to be stolen by Trey Huggins, and he's going to be fouled.
Now, Trey Huggins is leading the CBs with averaging 22 points a game, so that's something Madonna will want to look out for as well.
Yeah, Trey has a very pretty shot. We're going to get to see it, I'm sure, a few times. And here Cooper Payton throws up the three, and it's good. Good start for Cooper Payton. Always like to see that first one go down as the CBs begin their three-quarter pressure here. Blue Dons able to break it, and they're going to get the 2 points out of it. And as Ponce is going to set the offense here for the CBs, kick the ball quick over to Trey. Trey begins to attack, pops up, shot up off the back rim, rebound. Colt Sandy kicks over to Cooper Payton. A little bit strong on that one. As here come the Blue Dons. Work the ball around. Now, 24 is the one you want to keep the ball out of his hands for the Blue Dons. He is their leading scorer. I'm not even going to try that name. As Ponce is going to set the offense here, drives in, kicks it over to Trey in the corner for three. Good. Trey Huggins right there for the big three.
It has not taken him long to heat up after the break that you mentioned before.
As Blue Dons begin to work, able to break the press here. As it's once again stolen by Trey. Looking up ahead, drives in, shot up, no good. I think he was a little bit surprised. I think he was expecting some contact there. Long three, no good. Rebound, Colt Sandy. There's the contact that Trey was looking for on the last one. No call. Works over to Trey, back up top to Ponce. He's going to set the offense up from the wing. As Ponce goes on the attack, gets the ball down to Jackson. Good find by Ponce. Good finish by Jackson.
Really great ball movement by Clay-Battelle so far.
As CB's sticking that three-quarter press. Now, that CB press isn't the overly aggressive type. You're not going to see a ton of live ball steals back there out of it, but it wears teams down. And you start seeing those mistakes happen, and that's where the turnovers come in it. As CB's work around, Jackson going to try the long three and buries it. Big hit for Stonewall Jackson right there. As once again, Madonna goes to work, picks up his dribble. Ball's going to be stolen by Cooper Payton. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Definitely, to me, looked like he was over his back just a little.
Yeah, it's
That's something you're always going to deal with, though.
Adjusting and fishing.
Yeah.
It's we're about halfway through this first quarter. The CB's jumping out quick here to an 11-2 lead.
They're very eager to keep their 5-0 record alive after break.
Now, one of the things we have talked about in the past on here, and I'll bring it up again for new listeners, new viewers, You know, that key in boys basketball is you want about 20 points a quarter. You're going to win a lot of games if you can hit on that 20-point mark. As a live ball turner here to Trey, I tell you what, I don't know if Madonna has forgotten that they're not wearing the white because they have thrown the ball to Trey Huggins as Colt Sandy gets the shot to fall 2 or 3 times where they've just outright thrown the ball to him. As Ponceroff with the steal kicks it into Colt. Colt goes on the attack. He's going to drive in, layup up, and good. That's going to force the Blue Dons to take a timeout with 4:06 left to go here in the first quarter, with the Seabees running out to a 15-2 lead.
Madonna just can't shake Clay-Battelle's press in their little three-quarter court right there. It's really giving them fits.
Yeah, they were able to, the one time real early, they got the ball across quick and they were able to get the layup. But since then, really, you haven't even seen any type of penetration from the Madonna offense when they've gotten it across half court. They've settled for just working the ball around the arc and settling for long threes. And that's just not a recipe for success.
I was going to say that's what gets you in trouble sometimes, thinking too much about it. Sometimes you just have to go with your instincts as a player.
Well, so far, the worst thing, too, that Madonna's done today is the place where they've chosen to pick up their dribble has been right across half court, which if you're,
what Clay-Battelle won.
I was going to say, if you're setting up that press, that's where you want. Now, CB's going to extend the pressure a little bit here. Is that 1-1-2-1 press? And once again, picks up his dribble right at half court.
I was going to say, it's almost like an extended 1-3-1 in a way.
And once again, selling for the three. No good. Rebound. Cooper Payton gets the ball over to Ponce. Ponce up ahead to Jackson. Jackson is one pass too many on that. That's always that danger you run right there. It's that unselfish basketball. As shot no good. Tipped. And going to stay with the Blue Dons there. We talked before the game, so I'm going to let everyone know, too, as number 2, they're shooting the shot right there. If you do hear a little bit of excitement, there is a little bit of a connection there. So, Liv's been given the pass, and she is allowed to cheer if number 2 hits a shot.
Best friend's little brother, so there is an exception there.
As checking into the game is Maddox Kisner, as that ball is going to be stolen by Colt Sandy. And here come the Seabees up ahead to Trey. Trey up, layup, good.
Clay-Battelle is just wearing Madonna down. You can see that they look more tired.
And a steal by Trey. Huggins throws it up ahead to Maddox. Maddox through the contact, gets the 2. As Madonna able to break the pressure this time, but nothing has come easy so far early in this game. Finally get what I call more in that good look area. You get around the foul line and you're starting to get into your high percentage shots. They finally were able to work and get one there. As Ponce kicks it over to Trey. Also checked into the game was Cooper Statler, as he's going to get the rebound right there, and Big Coop goes up, and he's going to go to the free throw line. He gets that close. There is no stopping him.
I'm seeing a lot of hands on knees for Madonna right now. Clay-Battelle's pressing them and then getting pretty much easy layups after that.
Oh. No shooter's roll on that first shot there for Coop. Second on the way, good. So CB's hitting that 20-point mark here with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the first quarter. As Madonna able to break the press, going to work the ball down to the wing, kick it across court over to the other wing now. And we're going to get a kickball. Least favorite call in basketball right there is the unintentional kickball. I feel like it needs to be just taken out of basketball altogether. I think if you actually intend to kick the ball, call it. If somebody throws the ball off of somebody's foot into the lane, like, to me, that's not a good call. Shouldn't be made. As Colt Sandy comes down with the rebound there. And here come the Seabees. Colt's going to go on the attack, drives in. Force up shot, no good. Rebound, Cooper Statler. He's going to get the ball out to Trey. Kick the ball around to Ponce, over to Maddox. His shot up and good. Hot shooting start for the Seabees here tonight. As Madonna able to break the press. Even when they've broken it, not a lot of easy shots have come here. Fights for the rebound, put it up. Good job right there by Coop, not picking up a quick foul right there. A little bit tangled up. Good job by the officials. Having some common sense officiating right there.
You also have to give credit to Clay-Battelle's defense because they're just shooting tough shots, like right there.
Yeah. And like I said, you're seeing some of the effect right now of that press. It just wears the legs out. You're having to work so hard just to get the ball in. And it's one of the biggest strengths of the Seabees is they have so much depth on their bench. As Ponce gets the call from Coach Kisner, sets up the offense, works the ball over to Maddox. Max going to use the screen, feed the ball down to Coop, tips it over to Jackson. Jackson kicks it out to Ponce. Back to Jackson, over to Cooper. Oh, he just lost the handle. Kicks it out to Maddox. Drives in, layup no good. Saved by Jackson. And they're going to get a tie-up.
I mean, great ball movement by the CVs this far. They're definitely finding the open person when there is one.
I'm going to say it right now, though. That tie-up, those are one of those ones I also don't like. I don't think there's a way that that ball's getting taken off of Cooper. And as Jackson tries the three, no good. Rebound fought for and taken by Max. And once again, that's one of those jump balls I just don't like. It's not really dual possession. Two people were touching the ball, but not dual possession.
It's definitely quick. You could have let them play it out a little bit for sure.
I mean, you can almost call that every time there's a rebound. I mean, that's as Madonna able to break the press. Looks like they're going to hold here for the last shot. As that shot's no good. Cooper, as he gets it back to Ponce, it's not going to count, but a nice attempt right there on the three-quarter shot. So with a dominant first quarter in the books, the CB's up 23-4. So I'm going to put you in the coaching seat here. If you're in the Madonna sideline right now, what are you saying after a dominant?
To me, I think it just looks like Clay-Battelle wants it more, you know. The press is obviously wearing them out, but I think maybe a little more pressure from Madonna themselves and just not putting their head down, you know. They are getting good shots, but just finishing those shots, I think.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick break and run to an ad, and we'll be back here at the start of the second quarter.
It's time for West Virginia to power the nation again.
We've got more energy than anywhere else in the world.
Companies such as Nucor, Berkshire Hathaway, Commercial Metals, we swell with pride to know that those families will be supported with a great job, that they can raise their family.
You can't have growth without energy.
Hope Gas is lighting the way forward for West Virginia. Learn more at wvisforhope.com.
And we're back here for the start of the second quarter. Stevie's going to start with the ball here. It's like a little bit of a token pressure here. As Don's going to follow Ponce around. Going to work the ball over to Jackson. Gets it to Cooper Payton. Cooper Payton gets it to Cooper Statler. Thought about the shot there for a minute. He's going to get it back to Cooper Payton. He's going to use the screen. Gets it to Cooper Statler. And the Cooper to Cooper connect. Oh. Just kind of got caught on a little bit of a slide step there. That's as Donna able to work over to the wing right there, try the long three and hits it. So a better shooting start here for the Blue Dons to start this second quarter. Still trailing 23-7.
Maybe that'll give Madonna a little bit of a roll to keep going forward.
As Cooper's going to work the ball over to Ponce. Ponce thinks about going on the attack, drives in. Fancy passing right there. Actually put it between the legs of the Blue Dons player. Just a little bit too hot to handle, though, but it's going to stay with the Seabees.
See, that's a good thing when you have a lead like this for Clay-Battelle. It kind of gives your players more, not wiggle room, but to kind of get creative with some of their passes like that.
I'd like to say that was because of the wiggle room. That's just Ponce being Ponce right there. You're going to find that out. There's a saying, and I'm sure at some point today I'm going to get to say it. Like right now, don't ask how, just say wow. Braden Ponceroff with the play. As Blue Dons able to break the press and get the 2 points. Just a little bit slow getting back right there on the defensive side of things. As Ponceroff gets the play call from Coach Kisney. He's going to go on the attack, kicks the ball over to Maddox. Maddox goes on the attack, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound fought for, controlled by the Blue Dons. And here comes Madonna. If you're Madonna, I would think you'd want to try and take a little bit more advantage of those type of transition type of instances. Maybe attack the bucket a little bit because you're not getting a lot setting up in your offense. There's good defense there by Cooper to not foul. Ponce comes away with the rebound. And here comes the Seabees. Kicks it over to Cooper Payton in the corner for three. A lot of contact, nothing called.
Looks like there could have been foul call there, maybe. It's hard to tell in those tricky kind of box out situations.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit late on the contact to get the foul. I think and now just to add insult to injury, Cooper's going to pick up a foul on the other end on that, and that's only his first, so nothing to really worry about. Nobody really in foul trouble for either team here as we closing in on 5.5 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. Yes. Donna working the ball around. Gets the ball down low, shot up, good. Better ball movement there by the Blue Dons. It's led to some better offense this quarter. As Ponceroff all the way in, rebound Colt Sandy, follows it up, gets the bucket.
Yeah, you talked about earlier that Madonna's kind of like slowing it down a little bit. I thought with number 24 averaging 19 points a game, nearly 20, we'd see more fast pace action from him, but it looks to me like he's more of a post player.
Long two right there. As Ponceroff step back three, no good. As Tyler Sleep going to check in now for the Seabees and give Ponce a breather.
I mean, Clay-Battelle also does have so many subs that they can just go in and out for. It seems like that they're all really good assets. And we haven't seen Madonna really sub that much.
No, and it's still early enough in the season, and I just like talking about the football team anyways. You look out there, and when you're talking about the athletes out there, you're talking about Ponceroff, first team All-State football. Cooper Payton, first team All-State football. Cooper Statler, first team All-State football. Corey Cohn, who hasn't even come in yet today, first team All-State football. Colt Sandy, honorable mention All-State football. Like it's
Tough pump fake.
as Trey buries the three. I say he has such a pretty shot and it's just the same. He doesn't seem to get tired with the shot. You see some players is like they get a little bit later in the game, the shot's just not as clean. As that ball's going to be tipped around, controlled by the Blue Dons still. As Blue Dons going to get a timeout called here with 3:35 left to play here in the second quarter. And the Seabees leading 30-15. So a little bit of a push here by the Blue Dons. It's kind of one of those things, you're not going to hold them to 4 points a quarter all night. That's just the law of averages. Eventually shots are going to fall a little bit, but for the most part, I'd say the biggest thing for the Blue Dons is they're getting better looks this quarter. They're not just settling for long three.
Yeah, I think they're getting used to Clay-Battelle's pressure more and working the ball over the traps instead of just like panicking, that you can do sometimes as a player. But as I said, number 24 for Madonna is their leading scorer, and they're trying to like post him up more. As you can see right now, he's on the block. So, but Clay-Battelle also has their fair share of forwards that are stopping him.
Yeah, I was gonna say right now it's no easy
Yeah.
matchup for him. You're going up against, like I just mentioned, first team All-State linebacker Cooper Payton. So as he's gonna slip by him on that one, but I told Cooper this is a little bit of an inside joke because this was the first year he came out for football. But everybody all football season kept saying he was a basketball player. Is that ball's going to be fought for, and we're going to get a foul called, and it's going to stay with the Seabees. Everybody kept telling him he was a basketball player playing football and things. And I said, well, you know what? During basketball season, I'm going to make sure I tell everybody that you're a football player who's decided to go play basketball this year.
You said he was first team All State, correct?
Yeah, 1 year playing here in his senior year, and he's first team All State.
That is crazy impressive.
As Colt Sandy tries the long three, no good. Rebound loose, fought for. We're going to get a jump ball called, and it's going to stay with the Blue Dons. Good tie up, though, because, hey, you get that arrow back going in the right direction now. That's what you don't want to see is number 24 starting to come alive a little bit. I see Coach Kisner getting ready to go to the bench here, bringing back in Ponceroff and Maddox. As Trey works the ball around all the way back up to Cooper Payton, who's going to stop, pop, shot, won't fall.
Yeah, Madonna just doesn't do much of like pushing. Like right now, instead of like trying to beat Clay-Battelle's defense back, they'd like them to be set up.
I see these sitting in their 2-3 zone right now. As Madonna once again just settling for working the ball around the perimeter. And Cooper Payton, good defensive play right there. Cut him off and actually forced the travel. As CB's going to bring in a couple of subs right here. As Tyler Sleet's going to take a breather, same with Jackson Huggins.
There was Clay-Battelle's press speeding them up once again. Number 13 just got a little too excited on that layup right there.
Yeah, and he said something to the officials. So the CBs are going to be shooting technical free throws here. And that's his third foul. So, a minute ago, we're talking not a lot of foul trouble for either team. And now one of your more important ball players for Madonna is finding himself in foul trouble. As Colt unable to capitalize on that.
Yeah, he must have said, or I don't know. We missed it right there.
I think he had something that he said to the official as he was running back, and
he probably didn't think it was a foul.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's that fun thing about basketball. I've never seen a player who actually agreed with the foul that was called on them.
Of course.
It's amazing that actually nobody, according to them, has ever committed. It's a great drive right there by Colt Sandy. And CB's able to press the lead back out to 34-19. As Cooper Payton able to jump that pass lane, knock it out of bounds. Say kind of one of those attitude plays right there. As you don't get anything out of it, but it does feel good, just to knock the ball out of bounds.
Just your confidence up a little.
As Trey Huggins with the steal, and he's going to draw the contact. So he'll go to the line and shoot two.
I mean, Clay-Battelle's done a great job of knowing that the passes that Madonna is going to throw before that they throw them to get easy points like this and making them get in foul trouble.
First shot up and good. Don't like to focus on it too heavily because it's been talked about a lot already, but it is hard to believe at some of these times that, this is the first year for a lot of these guys playing together. with the with 100 closing and a lot of these players coming over from 100 to Clay-Battelle. They have really gelled together as a team as that ball's going to be tipped away and stolen by Ponceroff. And here goes Ponce. He's got a reservation for 2. Give him 2 points right there. Braden Ponceroff. As long trap right there set. As that ball's going to be tipped and stolen by Cooper Payton. And here come the Seabees with under a minute to play here in the first half. Work the ball over to Maddox Kisner for 3. Drills it.
Yeah, it is no question that Clay-Battelle and their new additions are meshing well together.
And that ball is going to be stolen by Cooper Payton. He's going to go up, and he has a reservation for 2 right there on the breakaway. Once again, that CB pressure just eventually wearing people down. Good run by right there by Cooper Payton. And here comes Ponceroff on the attack. He's going to drive it all the way in. A lot of contact.
I think they called a block.
Yep, they're going to call a block right there. So Ponceroff's going to go to the line. Don't think it's going to come up now with 4.4 seconds left to go. But the next foul, the CBs will be shooting the rest of the way this quarter. But, yeah, you know, like I said, 4 seconds, I don't think it's going to come up. As first shot won't fall. You know, you look for things to complain about in a game where you're winning 43-19 going to the half. Free throw shooting would be the one area I'd say that would be something we could improve on the second half. As Ponceroff able to hit the second one, and a ball stolen, and they get the shot off. It's good, man. Excuse me. Trey with the great steal right there. Knew how much time they had. Worked the ball over to Maddox. Didn't panic.
That also looked like a no-look pass to me, which is so impressive.
I said it's.
And knowing he only had 4 seconds on the clock, too, so.
And that's going to put us into halftime with the Seabees leading 46-19. So, any thoughts there as we get ready to start halftime here?
I just think Clay-Battelle's pressure is just too much for him, you know? Having guys Cooper's size who are so athletic, it can also, like, get a steal and make a full court layup, you know? I think that would just be really hard for any team to stop, let alone Madonna.
Yeah, there's definitely been some struggles there. I really think that actually Madonna's dealt really well with the team speed of Clay-Battelle. I feel like they've been pretty evenly matched there because, you know, it's felt like there's been a few opportunities where it could have just been runouts and easy layups, and there's been a lot of contesting going on. The CBs have done a good job, you know, going through the light contact, not enough for fouls, but there's been some light contact on it, and they've done a good job fighting through it and hitting their layups.
Yeah, with that, too, I think Clay-Battelle's team is just bigger in size. So, you know, Madonna wanting to get looks in the paint, they're not going to get as much as they usually do with Clay-Battelle's size. So I think that that's also been a struggle for them.
Yeah, I would say the weight room advantage is definitely favoring the CVs tonight.
Like you mentioned, football, but
yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I know every time that I watch Big Coop get down there, Cooper Statler, I get worried. Like I go, first team All State lineman right there. There's a lot of trouble that can happen in that paint right there.
I would be nervous as I was down there. He had a fast break and he was running towards me. I mean, you could take a charge, but you know,
you have to make some business decisions every once in a while, and is it worth the 2 points right there?
Yeah.
I'd say we're gonna see it at some point. I don't know if it's gonna be tonight, but you know, just watching him shoot baskets, if you watch him warm up, if you've watched him, you know, back during football season, because we have the basketball hoop down there when they'll shoot every once in a while. Cooper Statler is a better shooter than I think a lot of people are going to realize. And I think there's going to be a time that we're going to find in a game where teams are going to just leave him alone and he's going to be able to bury some shots because they're just going to think he's a post player.
I think Madonna's done a good job of pressuring Clay-Battelle because I think Cooper's only got like one mid-range shot, but I feel like they're leaving the 3 open a little bit more than they should.
Yeah, one of their adjustments going into that second quarter, you could tell, was they decided they were going to have somebody, number 13 in particular, follow Ponceroff around. So instead of just letting the CBs set up their offense and bring up the ball at a bit of a leisurely pace. They instead changed the tempo a little bit.
Which I think was a good move for them. But I mean, Clay-Battelle came out hot the second quarter as well, which Madonna did close that gap a little bit. They cut it to 15 there for a minute, but
They did, but if you're the Seabees, that magic number we were talking about earlier, that 20 points a quarter, you're sitting here at halftime, 46. I'm not a great mathematician or anything like that, but even I can figure out that's 23 points a quarter. That's putting you over that 20-point average.
yeah. Especially when you have multiple guys hitting. Like, it's not just one player tonight. I feel like everyone's doing something and contributing, which is something that you want to see as a coach. Like, I would be very happy if I was the coach for Clay-Battelle right now.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick ad break here, and we'll be back with you in just a minute.
Enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in West Virginia, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
And we're back. I don't know, somebody's talking to him right now. That might have been. You give me something, I'll throw it at him real quick. But and seeing some people getting to shoot, I believe, for chicken sandwiches here, sponsored by Chick-fil-A. That's some fun right there.
Our senior year when I was at North, if we scored over 60, the whole, like, if you were in the Marion County area, you got a free 20-piece nugget. So that was always super fun, you know.
That's a good deal. And
Motivates people to come to the games, too.
I'll say, and knowing a little bit about those teams, I have a feeling you guys were giving out chicken nuggets.
Every night.
Yeah, I was going to say just about every night. I mean, it was worth coming to the game just because you're going to have a meal the next day right there.
I don't think there was a night that we didn't get everyone free nuggets. And like once we would hit 60 points, everyone would start clapping. So that was super fun.
Everybody likes chicken nuggets.
Yes.
But yeah, one of the fun things now is actually this now makes this the entire Marion County booth up here. Won't talk about the rivalry there, you know, between North and my school of East Fairmont. Our band's better, I can say that.
100%. I probably shouldn't say that, but
I really shouldn't, because actually my friend is the director of the band. Matt, you're never gonna hear this, but you're doing a great job out there. They just went to Hawaii, like that was
North Marion's band,
yeah, to Pearl Harbor. Mr. Morgan's doing a great job there. I said, but he was also a member of the East Fairmont Busy Bee Band and Honeybees, and so
for music appreciation my senior year, so I was familiar with him, but you know, I was never in band or anything.
I was like, wow, now you're making me feel old here. This is
He was indeed my teacher, but but East Fairmont does have a very good band, I will say that. I can appreciate a good band.
That's 4 years in it, so I have a little bit of appreciation there. It's
that's a special place in your heart.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a fun time. It's same here, you know, during the football season. It's a bit different out here because the band's obviously not as big, but you know, they do a great job out here. They put on a good show, and like I said, in North Marion's band doing a great job under Mr. Morgan.
Yeah, absolutely. They would play for us during our basketball games, and we loved it. When they would play like after warm-ups or something, they always did a great job.
There's something to that. Just knowing from like the past, I remember back when I was in high school, way back when, that we'd have players like at the football game stuff say, you know, that's the part that gets them more fired up than like the music that's like playing now, is when the band's out there playing and stuff like that, like even in the stands stuff. That
great when they can come.
As we've got about 2.5 minutes here before we're gonna get back to play. See, the CBs have come out and started to warm up here for the second half, and Madonna now walking in here. And
Does it seem like they will have much time to get shots up?
No, you know, not familiar with Madonna's coach. Hang on. We want to thank our international audience that we just found out that we have. If you're the viewers in Germany or the UK, thank you for tuning in tonight to watch some exciting CB basketball. It's always fun to like hear where people are from, or at least where their VPN says they're from. It's hard to say for sure, but
I was gonna say there's probably someone in 100 right now with their VPN that says they're in Germany, but
could be. Hey, if you are that German viewer out there, Guten Tag, and
I can't say anything in German. I don't know.
I know that one.
I took French in high school, so
I took Spanish, and I know enough Spanish to say that I don't know how to speak Spanish. Please speak English. That's about the best I can do. I did not retain a lot of my Spanish.
so sorry to our German viewer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but we
The subtitles on. I don't know.
say it's a visual medium. That's the good news about it. You can kind of get what's going on through that. So here we got 30 seconds before we return to play. Put you in the coaching seat again. So if you're Coach Kisner in the CBs, what is your plan here for the second half?
I mean, I would say to just keep doing what they did the first half. I honestly, they aren't in any foul trouble. The turnovers weren't too crazy. I would just tell them to do exactly what they did. Their defense looked great. So I would just say make sure that they don't let off the brakes.
Okay. And now, like I said, gonna make you switch sides here. If you're in Madonna's seat right here, what's your message as you trail 46-19?
I think just get the easy shot. They work the ball around, but sometimes it's too much. So I think make the simple play and don't overcomplicate it.
Good advice, Liv, and we'll see which team can come out and execute here in the second half. As the CBs are going to start with the ball here to begin play. As Ponceroff's going to set the offense here. A little bit of a trap here by Madonna. So he gets the ball over to Trey. He gets it back to Ponce, over to Colt. Colt from the wing goes on the attack. And his ball is going to be stolen. Tell you what, maybe the court's leaning that way. As that shot's no good, rebound Colt.
I jinxed them with the no turnover comment right there. Start the second half with a turnover.
As Ponceroff almost turns it over, works the ball over to Cooper, gets the ball tipped away. Trey's going to track it down, kicks the ball up to Colt. Colt works the ball back to Cooper Payton for three, no good off the rim. Just a little bit quick, I think, on that shot. Had a little bit more time, and as Colt nearly steals the ball right there, and rebound. CB's Jackson going to pick up the foul right there. Well, here's the thing. If you're going to foul, get your money's worth and make sure the shot doesn't go up. And that's what Jackson did. He did it within the rules of the game, so he doesn't get a intentional foul there. But
I think that may be his first foul as well. So, not a bad foul.
Yeah, you mentioned it coming into it. Nobody really in foul trouble as first shot falls for Madonna. Second shot on the way, good. As CB's able to work the ball up here to Ponce, and Madonna going to sit back and let him work it across the timeline. Now here comes the trap. As Ponce finds the pass right there to Jackson. Nice look, nice finish. His ability to see the full court when he sets that stuff up. There's a reason he's averaging 8.7 assists a game. As Colt with the steal right there. And here comes Colt up for the layup. Good. I've been saying one of these times we're going to see him go up and he's going to dunk the ball.
I think right there would have been a perfect opportunity, but
you take the sure too.
Yeah, maybe later in the game.
As CB's able to make a tough shot there, and no call either way. As here comes Jackson. A lot of contact. Oh, Jackson went hard into the wall. He gets the bucket, but he went hard into that wall over there. Thankfully, the padded part of it, but anybody who's ever hit one of those knows those pads aren't that soft. Long cross-court pass stolen by Trey Huggins, and Trey goes up, and he's going to be fouled. See a little bit of frustration maybe starting to set in for Madonna. You just gave up about 6 points of fast break points.
Easy points too, you know. Those are definitely not the ones you want to give up.
And right there, probably just would have been, I mean, he's picking up his first foul, so, you can, I guess, get away with a little bit of frustration there as Trey's first shot is up and good. But
he's not one you want to foul either.
No, I was going to say, as second shot on the way, up and good. Friendly shooter's roll right there. As Madonna goes back on the attack. Long corner leads to the long pass. Attempt to drive in. Really just no room to go. Ball loose, fought for on the floor. Braden Ponceroff. They're going to call that a jump ball.
The thing that surprised me most about Madonna is we have not seen their leading scorer shoot any threes or anything outside the three-point line.
No, and it's kind of surprising with what their offense seemed to be early in this game that they seemed to be like they were going to be very content with shooting those. As that shot contested, no good. Rebound, Jackson gets the ball over to Ponce. Braden's going to work the ball up ahead to Trey, over to Cooper. Cooper finds it down to Colt. 2 points. Great ball movement right there. Just one of those cases where you just kept having a good shot, a better shot, a best shot. Maybe got away with a little bit of a travel right there, but 56-21, you're going to get away with a few things. As open three on the way, up off the rim, no good. Rebound, Trey. And here comes Trey on the attack. He's going to split the defense. Works the ball over to Jackson. Big collision. Rebound fought for. Almost controlled there by Colt. Couldn't quite come down with it. And we're going to get a couple of substitutions coming in here. And say Max Kisner checking back in. And you hear the big cheer in the crowd. You know what that means. Josh Wilson is in the game.
Clay-Battelle in the 1-3-1 now.
Yes.
Ooh.
As gonna get. See, that's the one that kind of makes me laugh. Now we getting over the back call. That was cleaner than the one we had right in front of us in the first half, but
I think it was maybe Jackson or Cooper that fell into the wall down there, and it was a no call.
Yeah. As both the Huggins boys getting a breather here. As Colt gets the ball, works through, and gets the layup.
I mean, that's just hard to stop if you're Madonna. You had two guys on him, and he stepped through both of them.
I'm going to say, you get the ball that close for Colt, and he's going to know what to do. Almost stolen there by Coop.
And he's so long out there on defense.
As they're going to work around, take the three. No good. Josh Wilson with the tough rip down on the rebound there. Works the ball over to Coop. Coop's going to kick it over to Ponce. Ponce going to get to Josh. And he gets the 2 points. Josh Wilson with a big bucket right there. And Madonna's going to take a timeout, and I would too. Josh Wilson is a scary basketball player, and you do not want him heating up right there. I'll say most people know Josh, of course, being a football player, so always get that special announcing whenever it's a football player out there doing things.
A little bit of favoritism there, but
Josh.
Deserved.
Josh is one of those guys who he's not going to do a lot of flashy things. He's just going to do all the little things right for you. He does a lot of the dirty work, and it does. Like I said, it doesn't always get highly publicized. At the end of the day, it's not going to be the write up in the paper.
Yeah.
But
he's that guy that you have to have.
I would say he's a glue guy. He's a guy that when there's a tough guy that's you need working around and moving in, you can put him in there and he can play physical with them. He can get rebounds and play there. He can finish the play down by the basket. I said, you just like seeing success for guys who do all the hard stuff and do all the stuff the right way. And like I said, if you heard the fan reaction when he came in, Josh is a fan favorite here.
And when he
No
just scored
question.
right there, insane. If you couldn't hear it,
Hey, it's
good time to call a timeout for Madonna.
like I said, I don't mean it to probably sound mean when I say it, but it's kind of become a running joke because the first game we did that whenever Josh got brought into the game, the other team immediately took a timeout, and that's kind of been a running theme right here as Max gets the steal right there. Good active hands by the CBs all night defensively. As here comes Ponce on the attack. He's going to kick it over to Maddox. Sets up for the three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Ponce. He's going to kick the ball down to Colt, and that's 2 points.
Clay-Battelle's ball movement was great the first half, but I feel like this half, they're getting more towards the basket for just easy shots.
Yeah, that Ponce to Colt connection is once again good active hands by Max. They're able to tip that away. Is Cooper Statler going to check in for Colt? As we get the fun here of now having the Cooper and Cooper connection back into the game.
I was going to say again, if you just look at the size that Clay-Battelle has out here compared to this Madonna team, it's a little intimidating.
Yeah. I'm going to say CB's extending that half-court pressure here. As good athletic play by Cooper.
Got a lot of oohs in the crowd out there.
Yeah, Cooper doesn't do things easy either on that, so that's not one of those he's throwing it off an ankle.
That could not have felt good.
No, he's throwing it with a little bit of there's a little bit of meaning behind that throw. It's a little bit of that intimidation thing going as Cooper works in, kicks it back out to Ponce, over to Maddox for the three. Off the rim, won't fall. Rebound, Blue Dons. Ponce thought about it for a second right there. Overall, good decision on that. Don't leave yourself in a bad position. And instead, he's going to get the tie up, and it's going to be a turnover that way.
Couldn't tell if that was a little bit of trash talking between 22 for Madonna and Braden there. Little bit or a little joke. I'm not sure. Either or.
Ponce trash talking, no, that could not be happening.
Is that sarcastic?
That's very sarcastic. Ponce is a very good trash talker. It's as Maddox able to bury the three. They've gotten kind of lucky, Madonna has. They left him open on a couple of shots there in a row, and he just missed them. Just not a great plan in the long run. As we come down to 1:13 to play here in the third quarter. Three no good. Rebound, Madonna. That shot up, no good. And they're going to get a late whistle here, and they're going to call the foul on Ponce. I don't argue the call. I argue the time of the whistle.
I was going to say I've never been in a ref's position, but I feel like it can be hard to make that kind of call.
As wise man once said, the ball doesn't lie, so I'm going to say no foul there. But
and if you're the ref, Madonna's down by 40 points, so, call a foul every now and then can't hurt.
Yeah, as Cooper Payton able to wrestle that ball down as comes up as an empty trip. So, as they say, ends up being a great foul as Josh going to pull up just off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound tipped. Still loose. Controlled by Josh. He got it back right there. Good hustle by Maddox to keep that alive. And kicks it out to Cooper. You hope to be rewarded on that. You had two really good hustle plays to stick around with that, and the shot just didn't fall. As we're under a minute here to play in the third quarter, and that ball's going to go off of the Blue Dons and over to the CBs.
I think maybe Madonna thought they had less time than they did with that shot.
Yeah, that's kind of been the story of this quarter. You know, we talked, you're not going to hold a team to 4 points in a quarter very often. And right now, the CBs are holding them to 2. And a little bit of that as Cooper Statler just goes to work and plays some big boy basketball right there.
I was going to say, if you're Madonna, there's not really an option right there for you.
No, you let him get the ball on the low block.
Yeah.
As good Euro step there, shot won't fall. Rebound, Madonna. We're going to get a tie up. This has maybe been the most jump balls I've ever seen called in a game. We're not going to mention the score right now. Those at home can see it. We're not doing it. I mean, Liv, if you want to, you can. I'm not doing it. Let's put it that way.
I don't know if that would be good to do on my first go at it, you know?
As that shot won't fall. As the CBs lead here after 3 with a score of 65+2 to the trailing 21 of the Madonna Blue Dons.
I think that's a great score to end the third quarter on.
Yeah, you're staying on your 20 points you need to. As we get ready, I believe we're going to take a quick ad break here, and we'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter. Okay, and we're back here at the start of the fourth quarter. The CBs start here on offense. Trey goes on the attack here. As he's going to float the ball, it's going to be stolen. 5 on the court now for the CBs as Corey Cohen makes his first appearance tonight. He's joined with Tyler Sleeth. As that shot won't fall. Rebound by Trey Huggins, Colt Sandys, and Jackson Huggins. As Colt going to drive in, get the 2 points, and that makes it 69-21 in favor of the CBs. Very aggressive screen there thrown by Corey. Corey is actually one of those players that's a rarity in basketball. He kind of gets upset when he doesn't end up with a foul on the night. He likes to play the game physically, as that ball's going to be dribbled off the foot.
I was going to say I was going to bring him up, as most of the viewers know probably, but quarterback for football. Yet again, another football player in there for Clay-Battelle.
Yeah, you know, just the nature of small school athletics. You're going to have a lot of, as Jackson able to just break the pressure, kicks it out to Colt for the 3. No good. Loose ball, going to be tracked down by Colt, so he gets his own miss right there. He's going to go on the attack. Spin move, layup up. No good. Couldn't get to fall. As they're going to, I think, off good. Checking back into the game is Josh Wilson.
Also, how you brought up the small town school, small town athletics. Madonna actually had a really good baseball team last year. They made it to the state championship, so most of these guys played on that team as well.
They did. We don't give them as much credit because they're private school. There's some bias here on some of this stuff. I was going to say, it's as Jackson's going to have that ball stolen, and he's going to pick up a quick foul right there, it looks like. So Jackson's picked up a couple of quick fouls, and that's going to bring him up to, I believe, 3. Still in the fourth quarter, not exactly what you're going to call foul trouble, but as ball worked around for the Blue Dons. They're going to work it just inside the free throw line, get the shot to fall. As Jackson able to get the ball up ahead to Corey. Trey rather did that, and Corey working the ball. Jackson just not quite on the same page.
He was thinking with his quarterback brain, got a little too ahead of himself.
Let's hope not, because he'll run over somebody here in a minute if he starts doing that. Yes. See, working hard to get that 3, and it's going to fall. As Madonna now brings out some pressure. CB's able to work around it, break it. As here comes Trey on the attack. Spin move in the paint. Layup, good.
Yeah, Trey just went 5v1 right there, broke the whole press.
Yeah, special player, and shot not going to fall. And what they're going to say that went out on Madonna. As checking in now, Dominic Poncer off, along with Maddox, as both the Huggins boys get a rest. As Dominic, he's going to break the press here. Works the ball down to Tyler. Couldn't quite handle it. That's going to be a turnover and go back to Madonna. Fast moving fourth quarter here as the Blue Dons able to break the timeline. Settle for the long shot. Rebound, Corey Cohen. He's going to drop the ball off to Maddox. Maddox going to go on the attack. A lot of contact there for a no call. Shot goes up, won't fall. And CBs are going to get back on defense. And as here we are in the fourth quarter, almost with the steal right there. Not quite, as Tyler's going to track down the rebound. Sleeth up ahead to Maddox. Maddox over to Poncer off. Dominic, that is. Shot won't fall. Tipped out. Here come the Blue Dons. Up ahead. And Donna able to break that, as here goes Tyler on the attack. Throws up the floater. No good. Rebound, Dominic. Dominic puts up a shot. Won't fall either. Rebound fought for. And Josh going to pick up the foul right there.
Seems a little frustrated after that one. Like
Yeah.
he said, if you're the player, you never think you foul, you know.
I will say Josh actually might be the exception. I'm pretty sure he knows he fouled. I think he's just upset he didn't come down with the ball right there. That's as once again, long 3 on the way, no good. Rebound, Maddox. Well, loose on the floor, diving attempt, thrown over. It's going to be tipped out of bounds and should stay with the Seaboots.
I'm starting to see Madonna get a little bit more aggressive on the press. You know, they're probably a little frustrated too, which is understandable, but
Yeah, in a game that's 71-29, the only thing left is really what's the final going to be. The outcome's not in any type of question. Here's that shot. Nice pass there. Josh can't get it to fall. I was going to say, we're going to get a timeout. Actually, I was expecting a foul. A lot of aggressive hacks right there by number 13.
if I was Clay-Battelle, I would want my boys to just get out of there and don't get hurt, because obviously Madonna's going to be aggressive, so you wouldn't want any late game injuries, especially now being up so much too.
Yeah. And there's that little bit of, like I said, there's a little bit of pride to you want that 9 points right here because you want to get to that 20 points a quarter. Like I said, it's a great pace to be on. It's kind of meaningless, but it does have meaning in there as far as when people start looking at those scores, when it comes down to that ranking at the end of the year, because you hope to be one of the teams going to Charleston.
And I think they can do it. I mean, there's almost 4 minutes left, and the way that they've been moving the ball, the odds are not low.
Yeah, it's definitely within the range. It's one of the concerns right now for the CBs they are getting in a little bit of foul trouble as they now have 3. As Dominic's going to throw that ball in, it's going to be stolen. Here comes Corey. Well, Corey, you're going to end up on the stat sheet with a foul tonight, so called a successful night right there. The shot did not go up and go in.
He is on the stat sheet for a foul.
He said, well, got a feeling if I talk to him after the game, he's going to say, I got a foul. So that was
It's a very unique way of looking at it.
as Wyatt shows they're going to check in here for Dominic.
Wyatt just told him to, maybe let him rebound. And he was like, nope, I got it.
No, I mean, you see why right there if you're watching as that ball thrown just wide of everybody, going to be tipped around, stolen by Madonna. And they're going to get a quick 2 points out of it. As Max goes on the attack here.
Ooh.
A lot of fancy dribbling right there, and he's going to be able to break it, gets it down to Wyatt, and he's going to travel. He's got a little bit excited, you know, you're getting some of that varsity action here, you know, and you just end up thinking a little bit too quick for your feet right there. And as that ball's going to be tipped out, we'll say off the CBs. So we work under 3.5 minutes to play here.
Tried to tip it back right there, get to a quick lay.
Yeah, you know,
Not a bad idea.
it's not. I'd have been more impressed had you done that against, you know, some of the other guys that were in earlier, as Corey's going to come in and seal that as nice dribble move in there. And you can go ahead and cheer on that one. That's like,
Wins it with the points.
as CB's worked the ball up ahead. Tyler Sleeth's shot won't fall.
I've been waiting on that all game.
And here come the Blue Dons. And he's going to get called for the travel right there. Got caught between wanting to pass the ball and saw that, oh no, that lane's jumped at the last second. And
I was going to say, if you're Clay-Battelle's coach, you're really happy too that, you know, boys that usually don't see a lot of varsity action, you know, but they're getting big minutes in this game. I think that'll prepare them too. It's always good.
as Wyatt's going to get the bucket right there. The Wyatt Chisler.
And Madonna has all their starters in as well,
Yeah, it's.
except for a couple out there.
I was going to say that the two big cogs of the machine are still out there. And as that three falls and Wyatt up ahead to Tyler, and Tyler gets, didn't fall, but Wyatt cleans up and he gets another layup right there. Good hustle play by Wyatt Chisler, as looks like we're about to see a hockey line come in for Madonna, a full 5-man change.
Wild three-pointer right there.
As we said, Madonna, they're going to have a fresh 5 out there now. As Dominic's going to check in for Josh as he goes to the bench then. Max going to work the ball over to Dominic. Dominic's going to break the timeline. He's going to set the offense. Works the ball over back to Max. Max goes on attack, gets it back to Dominic. Dominic drives in, kicks it back out to Max. Wyatt Chisler with the rebound right there. Kicks it out to Corey. Corey over to Dominic for 3. Good. As I will say, usually get a comment about this at some point. Dominic wearing the mismatched shoes tonight. Didn't actually talk about footwear. That's usually something that comes up at some point, as the interesting different combinations.
It looks like pink and black there, a little bit the white on the other one.
Yeah, I can say, you look out across there, there's definitely some interesting shoe game going out there.
I know, yeah. And some coaches are super strict on, you know, team shoes and all, but I like seeing the different colors, honestly.
As that shot won't fall.
Madonna's are less kind of vibrant, but Clay-Battelle does have a wide assortment of colors out there right now.
Yeah, I like it. I like letting the players have some personality on some of this stuff, as he misses them both. And here come the CBs. Can they get that last 2 points? As a nice move there by Max. Gets the ball to Tyler, and he gets it. Tyler Sleeth for 2. CBs hit 80. So you hit your 20-point a quarter average. That's as somebody forgot the ball with them right there on that one, but as
I think hitting that 20-point average too with players who, you know, normally you wouldn't look at as like scores that you need to put in necessarily. So I think that that's also a really good sign for Clay-Battelle moving forward.
yeah, you did it without it being Trey
Yeah.
and Colt and Coop and Ponce
Yeah.
doing all the scoring and Maddox. You know, I hate actually doing a list like that, because there are so many scores that we have, Jackson,
Yeah.
that you don't want to leave somebody out, you know, as I'm just looking down there and it's, you know. the CBs are going to be a tough team all year because you have so many people. It's one of those things. It's hard to imagine a night where everybody's cold. Could it happen? Sure, anything is possible. It's why you play the game. But it just doesn't seem likely that you're going to see a night where everyone is. Corey gets a nice rebound there, tried to work the ball down to Tyler. So that ball's going to be stolen. Nope, they're going to call a foul. So that's going to be shots.
Yeah, this is my first time watching the Clay-Battelle team this year, and you can't pick out a best player. I think that's my.
Yeah, see, now I was going to put you on the spot and say, who would be your player of the game tonight? And
I feel like that's so hard.
no, I wouldn't do that to you. It's a great team effort. Just as like a little bit of the background on it right now for the CBs. On last year's team that went to states, you had the all-time leading scorer in school history, and that's the type of production you were having to replace this year going in. And so far, the CBs, I feel like, have been able to do it. It's, like I said, it's been a by committee kind of deal, as Dominic thought about it, as he's going to kick the ball long to Corey. Nice save by Corey right there. As they work the ball back to Max. Max fade away. Won't go. Wyatt with the rebound. Fought for it. Kicked over to Dominic for three. Off the rim. No good. Fought for it. Max gets it. Shot up. Won't go. Ball still loose on the ground. We're going to get a jump ball because why not? And it's going to go to the Blue Dons. Like I said, somebody call the people at Guinness. We might have a new record for jump balls tonight.
Yeah.
That's. Yes.
Oh.
Why not one more?
Let's see if we can get one more in 9 seconds.
I was going to say 9.6 to go. So, like you said, just saw your first CB game. What's your thoughts as we close out these last 10 seconds?
I'm extremely impressed. Oh gosh, I'm on the spot. There's 5 seconds left. I'm extremely impressed. I don't think you can pick a best player. Everyone was pretty much evenly scored, and they moved the ball great and played great defense.
Couldn't have said it better myself right there. And the final score tonight with the CBs, 80. The visiting Madonna Blue Dons, 43. Like I said, the good news is, I know you were feeling rushed right there. That was that's a little bit mean on my part. I could have told you, like, you don't actually have to worry about when time goes. Like, we can sit here and like talk afterwards. We've done that before. We've talked long periods afterwards, so it's not.
I got scared. You're like, with 9 seconds left, what are your thoughts?
I was gonna say you didn't have to do it in 9 seconds, but
Trying to wrap up this team in 9 seconds is definitely hard. Again, because there's so many players that contribute.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you just you're watching them go off the court here, and it's a night where it feels like everybody contributed a little bit to something or another.
Yeah, I think everyone got in and contributed. I was going to say, if you were the second group that was in for, let's say it was 5 minutes, everyone got a rebound. Everyone was playing as hard as they could, diving all over the floor, which is also shows that it's good coaching. Because, sometimes you can be nervous when you go in there, like hesitant, but they were all trying 100%.
So that's going to wrap things up here for us tonight. Like I said, kind of hit our final thoughts, but impressive win tonight for the CBs as they're going to hang on and win 80-43. And like I said, it's always a little more special when you beat the private schools.
And that does put them 6-0 on the year. So good start after the break.
Yeah, as I'm saying, now for our viewers out there, especially ones in Germany and the UK, because that was a very interesting thing to find out. Our next broadcast is actually, I believe, as I'm trying to get JR's attention to make sure I get it right here.
I want to say Friday, but I could be wrong.
I think it's Friday the 9th. I believe it's the girls' game on Friday the 9th. And then there's the doubleheader on Saturday where we'll have girls basketball and boys basketball both on the same day. So, JR, Friday will be our next broadcast. So there you go.
Got it right. Yep.
Good job in your first broadcast.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you all